got the Flyin Miata frame rails in. So this is what it comes with. Got the 2 frame rails there, all of the equipment needed to install them. And they gave me a nice calendar and sticker because I bought it during Black Friday. Perfect. Got the car all up on jacks. Having a Miata this tall kind of makes me want to lift it. These frame rails are from Flyin Miata. They'll just go directly over where the old frame rails were. I'll go ahead and show you those just so we can see what we're working with. This is the frame rail on the driver's side. Honestly, not too bad. It shape is pretty good, but you know, I'm sure it'll do with some reinforcement. This is the frame rail on the passenger side, just absolutely demolished. I mean, the thing looks crumpled in on itself like nobody's business. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to get that to fit within the U shape, but yeah, see what we can do. First things first, what we're gonna have to do is get out all the interior bits. So the seats gotta go, all the mats and the carpet inside so we can get to underneath and be able to drill those holes. Now, if I remember correctly, it's just 1, 2, and 3, 4 for the seats. So we'll go ahead and get those out. Okay, next up, we've got the seats out, so we'll go ahead and remove that bolt there and get the seat belt out of the way, and then we'll take off these few little screws just to get this sill out of the way so we can get the carpet up. So as you can see, I already removed this one here. Just tuck it back up behind the roll bar, and we're making progress. A little hard to see, but I'll do my best. So we're going to take out that bolt and the corresponding bolt on that side, because we need to get these fuel rails out of the way, just so we can try and square this thing up. We got the persuader here. We're gonna try and pop it right here and just see if we can get it to go back into any sort of U shape. Should be a fun little experiment. We'll see. Okay, got the fuel lines off, and these were the brackets that held them on. So this is what they come off looking like. It's just a 10mm bolt that holds it on there, and then it's got a little plastic tray that will hold the fuel lines themselves. In order to do this install, you have to flatten them out here. So I just took a hammer, found a flat metal surface. This dumbbell worked perfectly, and went ahead and flattened it out. Okay, so I got the frame rails up, just mocked. Those are all the fuel lines that you have to contend with while you're getting it up there. The important thing that they note is that there's these holes there, there, and there, and they correspond with holes that are already in the frame rail. So you get it up there and then move it as forward as you can. Right there is, you know, as close as it can get to this wall where it's coming down. So we just want to make sure that that is equidistant on this side as well as this side. It looks pretty good to me. But so we'll go ahead and drill through the floor. I held the carpet back with some bungee cords, so make sure there's nothing in the way and just drill right through. On the Flyin Miata website, they recommend putting a piece of wood down so you don't drill through your carpet. I'm also going to put a bungee cord and just connect it so it holds it up in the back. Only thing that I'm partially worried about is all this sound deadening that I added, because it's going to have to drill through the sort of tar that's under there as well as this. So might be tricky, maybe a little bit more cleanup that we'll have to do, but go ahead and start drilling. Okay, so I got the first hole drilled on this one, and sort of like I suspected, it went right through the sound deadening, which is great, but it also, you know, it's gonna gunk this thing up because it's all that sort of tar crap. So I have to get a razor knife in there, try and cut a hole so that way the bolts that I put down are gonna sit flush and not protrude from the carpet. Okay, this actually proved a lot easier to get out than I thought. It just sort of, you know, cut a little square here and it's gonna be perfect for the washer and bolt to fit in. And then, where did this one? There's the next one. It's hard to see. Yeah, right there. So cut a square there and then do the same thing. Got one bolt on this side and one bolt here between the fuel rails. So we'll move the fuel rails later in the process. They'll actually attach to this nut or bolt here. So got this now up. It will hold it in place while I drill all the other holes. I'll do the same thing on the other side, just put two in there to make sure that it is secure while I'm drilling the rest of the holes. The wood is already paying dividends because we got some shavings there, so we would have gone through and up into the carpet. So definitely a good idea, have something like this just to put there. Clean up the hole, and I'm gonna throw bolts down through them now. Okay, got the one bolt and nut there, one bolt and nut there. This one actually had to be held up by the floor jack, so we can go ahead and drop that now and start drilling all the other holes. All right, 6 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, that's all of them drilled. All this was the sound deadening that I had to cut out. But now just clean up these holes. I'm gonna get the frame rail down, so I'm gonna unscrew this one, take the frame rail off, clean these holes up, and then spray clear coat on here just so it's a rust preventer. Okay, so just using the file here, I'll actually probably use this side just to get in there and kind of clean off all the little excess. I think that's a good example there. And then go ahead and spray it down with some clear coat. We'll put a piece of paper up on the top here and spray from the bottom. Let it dry and then drill the holes on the other side. Okay, gonna go ahead and cover all the holes. Just make sure, you know, it's flat on there. Some weight. Clear coat, and I'll just spray it from underneath. All right, last thing to do before getting this back up on there is try to peel this off. We'll see how it goes. One-handed, you know, things don't really work that well.
What do you mean by that?
But hopefully it's satisfying. Well, not really. Sweet. So I'm gonna work on getting this off. I'll show you the final product. Okay, got all of the, you know, plastic wrap off of it. It's gonna look good underneath the car. Okay. All of the holes got painted, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. All right, got all the bolts in on the top. It's supported by the floor jack right now, so we'll go ahead and put the nuts and washers on, and then it'll be all buttoned up. So all of these are now secured, and Gotta say, looks pretty good. Wait, what? Oh, that's fun. I secured 2 nuts, and I'll get that off and put that over there. Hopefully it feels equally as good. Just gonna go ahead and get that second side up there now, and start buttoning the car back up. Alright, so that's the other side in. Get it off the jack stands here, put it back on the floor, start putting back together the interior, and then go take it around for a test drive. Alright, last thing we did was reinstall these upside down so they're away from the bolts. And then the flat part here, they include this nut, so you install it, and again it's away from that so it won't rub, and you know, that way there's no possibility of spillage, so that's good.